Almost every email user has received an email from a Nigerian prince claiming to have a limited time investment opportunity. The scammer asks the victim for their bank account number in order to send them a large sum of money. However, the victim must first pay a small advance fee to cover the expense of the international money transfer. If the victim falls for this trick, the scammer takes the payment from the person and can even drain their bank account. The Nigerian prince scam is a type of email phishing attack in which an attacker aims to trick a victim into providing sensitive information, such as login credentials, and use this information to impersonate the victim, perpetuate identity theft, or steal money. Although email phishing attacks are arguably the most notorious forms of phishing scams, there are many other types of attacks aimed at taking advantage of an unsuspecting victim. Spear phishing targets a specific individual, organization, or business in an attempt to access confidential information. These attacks are often initiated by government-sponsored hackers and hacktivists impersonating individuals inside the organization. A well-known instance of spear phishing comes from the 2018 presidential election, in which thousands of emails containing malware were distributed to members of the Democratic National Committee. Once a member downloaded the malware, the Russian group was able to steal information and leak confidential emails. Whaling is similar to spear phishing as it attempts to infiltrate an organization or business. Malicious actors use a corporate website or social media to find the name of CEOs or senior executives. They then impersonate that person using a similar email address, requesting victims to open a malicious link in order to review a document or transfer money. The final fish-related phishing pun is angler phishing, which uses notifications or direct messaging features in a social media application to entice a victim into opening a malicious link. For example, in 2016, thousands of Facebook users received messages telling them they'd been mentioned in a post. Upon opening the message, a Trojan containing a malicious Chrome browser extension was downloaded onto the user's computer. When the user next logged in to Facebook, the criminal could hijack the account. They were able to change the privacy settings, steal data, and target the victim's Facebook friends. Smishing and vishing, short for SMS phishing and voice phishing, use mobile services instead of email to communicate with the victim. In smishing attacks, a victim receives a text message containing similar content to a scam email that contains a link to a malicious website. In vishing attacks, a scammer engages in a phone conversation with the victim, attempting to obtain personal information. An important distinction to make in the field of cybersecurity is the difference between social engineering and phishing. Social engineering is defined as gaining unauthorized access or obtaining confidential information by taking advantage of a victim's naivety or trusting human nature. Phishing is encompassed by social engineering and is a scam in which an attacker uses any of the techniques we have discussed in an attempt to obtain personal or financial information. At this point, you may be wondering, how can I distinguish a fraudulent email, message, or phone call from a legitimate one? Phishing emails look like they're from a legitimate company mimicking their formatting. They may look like they're from a bank, a credit card company, a social networking site, an online payment website or app, or an online store. Phishing emails and text messages often tell a story to trick you into clicking a link or opening an attachment. They may say they've noticed some suspicious activity or login attempts, claim there's a problem with your account or your payment information, request you to confirm some personal information, include a fake invoice, ask you to click on a link to make a payment, say you're eligible to register for a government refund, or offer a coupon for free stuff. While the ability to recognize phishing attacks is the most effective way of protecting your personal information, there are a few simple measures you can take to further protect yourself, such as downloading security software, setting up your devices to update automatically, backing up your data, and most importantly, using multi-factor authentication. Scammers launch thousands of phishing attacks every day, and they're often successful. For example, the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center reported that in 2019, they received 23,775 complaints about business email compromise, resulting in more than 1.7 billion in losses. You can defend against phishing attacks by learning to identify the signs of scam emails and text messages and by taking preventative measures to protect your information. If you're the victim of a phishing attack, forward the scam email to the anti-phishing working group at reportphishing@apwg.org or the scam text message to spam or 7726. Then report the attack to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov. If you respond to a phishing email and believe that a scammer has your information, such as your social security, credit card, or bank account number, follow steps provided at identitytheft.gov.